Language Arts, we've been learning about complete sentences. Remember, a complete sentence always begins with what type of letter? A capital letter. In between each word, we leave a space. At the end of our sentence, we have to leave punctuation mark to let us know our thought is complete. We're done talking. So we can have a period, a question mark, or an exclamation point to say we're done. But then we know that our sentence must make what? Yes, it must make sense. So now we're going to move on to making sure our sentence makes sense. So we're still going to be talking about complete and incomplete sentences, but we're going to work a little more on making sure our sentence makes sense. So let's look. The students love working on their new iPads. They love sending each other text messages. I love using my iPad. My iPad is really cool. Mrs. Jones allows her students to send messages, but they have to follow 2 important rules. Let's find out what they are. Can you guess the rules? What do you guys think? The rules. Students may only write kind messages. Students must write complete sentences. What is a complete sentence? Mrs. Jones answers. A complete sentence makes sense. It expresses a complete thought and contains a subject and a predicate. All right, so a complete thought includes a subject and a predicate. We're going to learn what that is. The students write sentences. They send kind text messages. What is the subject and the predicate of a sentence? I'll search on the internet. She's so cute. The subject or noun tells who or what the sentence is about. So the subject tells you who your sentence is about or what your sentence is about. I found the information. The predicate tells us what the subject is doing. The predicate will always include a verb. Boys and girls, a verb is an action word. It's something you can do. So the predicate is what the subject is doing. So one more time, the subject is who the sentence is about. The predicate is what they do. One more time, subject is who it's about. The predicate, what they do. Verbs tell us about an action or state of being. Time for some fun. Read each verb and do the action. All right, boys and girls, what word? Jump. Can you jump at home? What word? Yes, eat. Pretend to eat. What word? Yes, sleep. What word? Yes, clap. Those are verbs, action words. They're part of the predicate, something you can do. One more time. The subject is what or whom the sentence is about, while the predicate tells us something about the subject. Subject is who the sentence is about. The predicate is what they do. How to find the subject and the predicate in a sentence. First, let's look for our verb or our action word. Then, make a question by placing who or what before the verb. Then that answer will be your subject. The rest of the sentence is your predicate. That's what the subject does or is. And so let's look at the first sentence. It says, Jack plays basketball. Who or what is the sentence about? Yes, it's about Jack. So the subject is Jack. What does Jack do? Yes, he plays basketball. So the subject is Jack. That's who. The do part, the predicate, is plays basketball. All right, the next sentence. We sing a song. All right, what's the action word? That's it. Sing. That's something you can do. Now, who or what can sing? Yes, we. So that is our subject. We. Now, what we can do is the predicate. So that's the rest of your sentence. Sing a song is the predicate. What the subject can do. The next sentence. The girls read funny jokes. What can you do in that sentence? Yes, the verb is read. So now ask yourself, who or what can read? The girls. So that's my subject, the girls. What can the girls do? Read funny jokes. Read funny jokes. So that is my predicate. Who? And here is my do part. Now this is very important. Remember, a sentence always begins with what kind of letter, boys and girls? A capital letter. And we end with punctuation or end mark at the end. That's right. Remember, we can have a period or question mark or an exclamation mark. That's right. Right. The rules for complete sentences. The sentence must be complete and make sense. You need a subject, a who part, and a predicate, which is a do part. So you need a who and a do. What do we need? A who and a do. Subject and a predicate. All right, you also have to have punctuation, which is your end mark, and those capital letters. All right, it says complete the sentence. Use your whiteboard. If you have a whiteboard at home, you can do that. If you don't, we can just go over it together. All right, let's see what he has on the iPad. The fat cat. to make that a complete sentence? All right, first thing, do we have a who part or a do part? All right, we have the who part. Who's it about? The fat cat. What can the fat cat do? Think about it at home and share it with someone. The fat cat climbed the tree. Right? We need that do part or predicate part to finish that sentence. All right, the next one. My teacher. All right, do we have the subject, the who part, or the predicate, the do part? All right, it is the who part. Who's it about? My teacher. What about my teacher? My teacher reads a book, or my teacher is nice. Okay, we could finish that sentence and make it complete. All right. Ran to the door. Ran to the door. How could I make that into a complete sentence? Do I have the who part or the do part, boys and girls? Ran to the door. I see action. Ran. Ran. Who ran to the door? I ran to the door. Or Joshua ran to the door, or you could put your name in there, but we need a who or subject in there to make it a complete sentence. Blank wrote a good story. Miss Byers just gave you a clue. All right, do we have the who part or the do part? All right, I see an action word, wrote. That's something you can do. You can write a good story. So you could pick someone's name, or you could say the boy or the girl or the teacher wrote a good story. So you have the predicate or the do part. You need the who part. All right, we are going to stop at this point. And we will review this part tomorrow for a check today to see how well you understand subject and predicate, the who and do. You're going to do a little check for me in Google Slides. It looks like this. All right, it matches our PowerPoint. So here's our little kid with their iPad, complete and incomplete sentences. A complete sentence makes sense. It expresses a complete thought. It contains a subject and a predicate. Remember, your subject is your who part. Your predicate is your do part, the action part. All right, now, it is hard to circle and underline. So Ms. Byers is going to get rid of that set of instructions. We're not going to do that. Instead, what we're going to do is I have purple lines out to the side. You are going to drag that purple line to show where you divide your sentence between your subject and your predicate. So here we have Jack played a spelling game. So who is my sentence about? Jack. And where does my predicate start, or the do part? Played a spelling game. So I moved it right here. All right, and then the next one. They listen to loud music. All right, what can you do in that sentence or action? They listen to loud music. Okay, you can listen with your ears. So who or what can listen? Yes, they can listen. So they is the subject, and what do? Listen to loud music. So I will take one of these purple pieces, Miss First going to do on her computer, and drag it over and separate they from listen to loud music. I'm going to make it bigger where you can see. And that's all you're going to do. You don't have to circle or underline. Just drag that piece where you can tell the difference. Remember, do not have it in present mode or else it will not let you drag and manipulate, okay? And then once you close it out, it will automatically save. Just make sure you hit turn in on your Google Classroom. So 1 through 7. Number 2, we ran around the playground. Think about who and what they do. Number 3, Jason dropped the iPad. Number 4, Sally and Jane write neatly. Number 5, he opened the door. Number 6, the students study for the test. And number 7, she painted a pretty picture. All right, and we will go over this in the next lesson before we start the slideshow back up. So I just want to see how well you do, and then we'll review it with the next lesson. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.